Welcome back to the Brew Crew Podcast, everyone. This is episode 117, and we have a live episode coming up this Saturday, the 12th of December. I wanted to get that up first. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But first, I did want to mention I've gotten a couple comments. I meant to do this last night, but I got busy. I'm going to put the previous week's episode on YouTube. It'll just be a static image of the Brew Crew logo, but I forgot to do that when I posted the audio because we didn't film. We didn't record video.
I had questions, and we didn't talk about it before, so I had questions, but okay.
Yeah, we can talk about the questions. Also, following up from last week's episode, before we talk about this coming weekend, I have a whole lot.
Good.
Poppies. I figured out that poppies apparently taste nutty. I didn't figure this out. I looked it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
They supposedly taste nutty when you chew them.
I'll cross that
as
off.
whole seeds, and then they taste fruity when you grind them in the little, whatever that thing's called, pulverized thing, yeah.
Mortar and pestle.
Mortar, yep.
Pestle.
That's it.
Pestle, yeah.
So when you do that, they're supposed to bring out
Pestle,
like a fruitiness.
Right? Yeah.
This all sounds really just like, the notes of this and that, the pretentiousness of food.
This is why Nort Dog chimes in for
Yeah.
the pretentious highbrow commentary that we...
So that's apparently poppies. We have a coming surprise.
A coming surprise.
All right.
Yeah. It's always a surprise. That's it.
It was two
Those are my
surprises, really,
updates.
because you didn't announce publicly that we're going to do the drink-along on Saturday,
I did.
December 12th. You did?
I did at the end. At the end of the last episode.
Okay.
We were
I was
going to do a
probably
live
drunk.
drink along, but now we're putting it at the front so that people know.
Yeah.
Live drink along this Saturday.
Join us.
Join us.
Join in.
What
time?
I assume will be Facebook Live, probably. I still don't think they're going to give us the YouTube Live because we don't have enough subscribers. Is that how that goes? I don't remember.
Well, we can go live, but it's just if you can do multiple screens, because we get the option to go live when I upload.
Oh,
the
do we?
video.
Okay, we could go live with
I
a
dug-
screen share and
Yeah.
do the Zoom thing that
Yeah.
we did last time.
All right.
Whatever.
Okay.
We'll decide. We'll put it out early enough for everyone to prepare themselves.
We'll figure it out. What time do we want to kick that off? Do we want to
Good
because
question.
I've been pimping to a couple people, and they're always like, "What time?"
Yeah,
I'm
what
like,
time? That's it. I
Stay
did not
tuned
thought
to
of
the
that
day.
because I was just
Great
going to be
question.
ready all day.
Sometime randomly during the day.
Let's try to nail it down before the end of the podcast.
Yeah, drinking
Ruminate.
on a Saturday. You all probably have, family and whatnot. So what, 8 or 9?
Yeah, my in-laws will be in town, so maybe my father-in-law just walks in naked.
Yeah,
we
that's
can
fine.
hope.
That's
we
fine.
can hope. He's got a lot to offer.
hope so.
A lot of love.
Good.
But let's ruminate on the time.
We'll ruminate.
Cobra, let's get to your big surprise.
Yes.
Look at that Cheshire
I'm
cat.
excited. Oh, man,
grin.
he
I am
teared
super
up.
excited. So Matt probably saw me walk in with a box, and you probably walked around the box.
I
and
did. Didn't even notice.
Probably see that on the side of the box it says what's in the box, but no one's seen what's in the box.
It's
What's in the box?
What's in the
both.
box? I love the reference. What's in the box?
Do you get it?
You get the reference?
Is it Family Guy?
Oh.
There's a what's in the box thing. No, I don't. What is it? 7?
All right, you got it.
Oh, the movie?
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
man,
in the
it's been a long
box?
time since
I know.
I've seen that.
So good.
But
Is
we
there a
talked
head in the
about it a
box?
few. Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. I actually have a human head in the box. That's it. That was the
Was that what
surprise.
was in the box in 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Okay.
Before Goop.
So I
Pre-Goop
some-
and
somewhere.
pre-steamed
It's been a long
vagina.
time.
Yeah. Before vagina candles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Scented candles.
Vagina scented candle.
All right, so the Chuggalo Nation has asked. Everyone's been wondering
Everyone's
when we're gonna roll this stuff out, and since it's the holidays, I wanted to do it all on my own.
Burger
So,
King coupons.
Burger King coupons
Yes!
for everyone.
Hooray!
I'm gonna mail you all Whoppers. No, it is swag.
No shit.
We have T-shirts.
Wow.
Whoa.
This is my gift
Wow, thank
for
you.
the holidays.
Thank you.
fantastic.
Am I going to get a medium to make up
Oh,
for...
man, I love
That should be your
I love
size.
this.
No, because I
hope.
screwed you over.
3 dudes, 2 beers, 1 pod.
Yeah, so
I love it.
I'll show you guys. I'll show the Chuggalos.
Do the JT method. And here's the T-shirt segment. Just, you guys got it.
Hey, I've been slowing down lately. It is awesome.
All right,
Man, so nice.
so
This
the
is going to work
Chuggalos.
great at the chug-along.
Yeah.
That's organic. Can we do the
chug-along?
chug-along?
Chug-along
I like
is
that.
great.
It does,
Yeah.
It does sound
Yeah.
good. Let's do that.
That's organic. But anyways, yeah, no, talk more about
That's
your
it.
big
That's a
surprise.
great surprise.
That's
Thank
it.
you
That's
so
my
much.
gift. That's my gift to the Chuggalo Nation. I want everyone out there that supported us over the years to continue to support us
Please do.
and wear our swag around so people will ask, hey, what's that? but they don't really have to ask because it says what it is on the shirt.
Yeah.
Brew Crew Podcast.
It's awesome.
So.
Yep. We're rising.
We're gonna get this.
Chuggalo Nation. We should have. What were those things that
we need? Steve wearing one. We need Dr. wearing one.
Yep.
We need.
We should do
everyone wearing it.
Everyone.
Chuggalo of the Year type calendar, and we could sell it.
Sounds hot.
You, like pick your month.
Pick your yeah. There used to be a thing. I don't know if it was with all genres, but like metal and punk back in the early 2000s when it was like pop punk and stuff. They had street teams.
Yeah.
Go around, put stickers on light posts.
They still have them.
Yeah. They still have those? That's what I was wondering.
It still happens around here.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was just themselves putting
down in the Oregon district.
Oh, okay. We should get a street team.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The Brew Crew street team.
Well, I don't want to bury the lead, Cobra. This is very awesome and special.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, this is amazing.
Get on social media, let us know your sizes, and we're going to distribute them to you guys.
Yeah, please do.
This isn't for sale. This is a gift to you guys because I really appreciate all the support. I've appreciated the years of us doing this. It means a lot to me, so just want to give back. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. I concur.
Pretty emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
It's that time of year.
It is.
Got nothing to say. Well,
all right. Well, see you later. You guys are getting t-shirts.
We always have those moments.
We'll see you later.
Oh, can we buy a t-shirt cannon and like when you hand it to them, just shoot them
right
you have
in
to
the
take
face.
it right
range.
Yeah, right to the face or chest.
Yeah, they have to. Maybe they could go like this, and we'll try to shoot it directly onto them.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Put your arms out, and we'll try to, and hopefully the shirt will land perfectly on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't promise anything.
No.
Those t-shirt cannons are unpredictable.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited.
It was air powered.
All right.
Beer news.
I've
got lots of. You guys are looking over at mine, so just
I'm not looking at them.
just a couple of recaps.
Recaps.
One of the funny things you guys said was with chime.
Yeah. Oh, chime.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's
so
how it was pronounced.
Chime. But anyways, I don't care about that. What you guys were saying, like a monk facility. What's a monk facility?
I didn't say that. I said a monk. It was a.
What is
I first said it
monastery?
Right. A monastery. I first said it right, and then I said or some sort of monk facility.
I was probably not doing important work, so that's on me. So egg on my face. But yeah,
fine.
so
I think I
chime.
said monastery. I don't remember.
Chime.
Yeah, chime.
Have you had it?
Oh yeah, the blue, the red, and the white. So I don't know if
those
there's
are the three that
red.
were there. Yeah.
I've only seen it. I guess I've seen it in liquor stores, but I've never.
It's kind of a shelf turd, and it's always there.
It's always there, and it's always on like the one bottle shelves.
Yeah,
like you can't find it with like all the.
Because it's a bomber typically.
Yeah.
Yuck.
So, anyways, let's go to news. So I'm a little bit late on this one, and I found this out the hard way. Tabor suspended operations to Ohio.
Holy shit!
Oh, I heard that. Yeah.
And because
we didn't talk about this.
Was that?
Maybe we mentioned it.
Okay.
To each other. I don't know.
Do you know why? And our resident capitalist will tell you why. Why would they suspend operations?
Like a clue.
I don't know. Distribution rights or something?
Taxes. They were
taxes.
They weren't paying like the taxes. So the Ohio Liquor Board is a big muscular, and they were like you're circumventing like navigation or
because
whatever.
Ohio's not getting their cut.
Yeah, Ohio's not getting their cut. So. The Reddit post that I was reading, a Tabor individual was like, we hope to be back there soon, but they're not going to resolve that because they're kind of doing it under the table.
Yeah.
They get it to the local, because their local distribution house was in Columbus. So that sucks. Because I was building a box and was like, oh, by the way, we don't ship there anymore.
Yeah. Jeez.
So I'm glad that Tabor refunded my money because they're like, is there anywhere else you could ship it to? I'm like, yeah, Wisconsin, but then it would just be a big.
Yeah.
So I struck out again recently with an Epicurean. I've had more bad Epicureans than I've had good Epicureans. I think it's.
What'd you strike out with?
The peanut butter and jelly. I was going to do it on the pod.
That one.
I took it up to it's not good.
Okay.
So it's better than the Bloody Mary. But the fourth Epicurean that I've had, my Mr. Cooler of Death part of my fridge is getting substantial now.
Oh, good.
God almighty.
Your fridge is substantial. I wanted to mention that. It looks good in there. Colorful. It's like
robust.
A store. It's
like a miniature store.
Arrow or
so
Arrow Wine and Spirits.
The best part is I gave some Wild Ohio away to some Chuggalos up in Wisconsin.
The only way to get rid of it, give it away.
So I have some still for the, because I bought a lot of it, unfortunately. Some more for the mystery cooler.
You bought a lot of it? You knew going in.
I know. So I did. So
it's crazy.
So the best part is, and this is going to be a quick story. So happy birthday to my best friend Mikey, by the way, because this is going to be a Mikey story. So we have a friend that shows up to our hunting cabin, and he's just driving to his hunting cabin. And this is the guy I've showed you that's had 6,300 beers or whatever on Untapped.
Oh, okay.
And he's he could be his palate is super educated. So anyways, a couple years ago when I first bought all of my Tavor boxes, and I stacked them all out and I was all proud and I didn't know shit about beer, he knew which ones to go after, shark, completely knowledgeable. So I was like, all right, that's fine. So another year, same thing. That's all right. As I've told you guys, I'm not smart enough to give books, so I give beer or whatever, but please bring something to the table. So this year, I figured he might stop by or whatever, so I brought some Wild Ohio, and I was going to be like, oh, here, try this, just to kind of stop him in his tracks.
Yeah.
He didn't show up, but it still would have been it still was going to be a fun story. So I gifted that Wild Ohio to other friends, and they're still friends to this day, but they're like, this is god-awful, the worst beer. And it wasn't the gluten-free monstrosity that we had. So I've diversified off of that beer.
Yeah.
Onto other beer, and
it's still terrible.
Why is this being
So it's
made?
not all gluten free?
No, it's not.
Oh,
well, maybe it's not, but it's not. Okay. It's not desirable. Yeah. So that's 3 different flavors that I've had from different people, us included, that have said this is an abomination.
Yeah.
So one thing, and this is going to be to reach out as COVID is tightening its grasp on the nation. Please reach out to your local facilities wherever you buy beer, whether it's going directly to the brewer or small package stores. I'm thinking of Barrel House down in Dayton. They're building craft and draft advent calendars for people. It costs a little bit of money because you're paying draft prices or whatever. So I bring this up because of Halls. So I walked into Halls, which you guys turned me on, even though it's a mile from my house.
Yep.
Walked into Halls. He remembered that I had just gone to Wisconsin. He remembered my order. I ordered quite a bit of beer. And he goes, what'd you think of this, this, and this? And so I go, hey, if I put in orders with you, will you? And he goes, yep. So with Halls, the salesman comes Monday, and the deliveries are Tuesday. So Tuesday, we're recording on a Monday, so it's a day early for the Chuggalos. I will go back and I will report to you guys because there was no money exchange, but I just want to, because I'm pumping money into that place to see if he follows through and ordered.
Yeah, I guarantee you he will.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm excited. But I don't want him to sit with what this crazy dude ordered, but he remembered me.
Yeah.
And, I've only been there. I haven't been there probably as much as you guys. I've probably only been there 6 times.
We should get him on. I mean, when I talked to him, he had a lot to say.
Yeah.
It seems like he's got a lot to say when you go in there.
He's so chatty and so inviting.
He could fill an hour easily.
100%. And his organization leaves a lot to be, but it's fun for him. Maybe it's smart because you're always looking.
Yeah.
Because things change.
So
Except
there Wild Ohio. It's always on the top.
Yeah, left. Wild Ohio. Take that stuff out of the cooler. That's what I would tell him. But so that was. So I'm excited to go there tomorrow and hopefully pick up a few things. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't say that 79 years ago today, it's the anniversary, a somber anniversary of Pearl Harbor. All the men and women that lost their lives. So crazy, 79 years.
Yeah. Wow.
Long time.
Not a lot of people around that still remember that. But that's all I had for beer news and kind of catching up on Chimay, Monk facilities, and Epicurean just kind of striking out for me. So that's
that sucks.
Nice bottling.
They have a lot of attractive art that makes you want to buy their
100%.
cans, and interesting flavors, Bloody Mary and peanut butter jelly. But there's just
maybe I should stay off the gimmicks
because they did the pickle one too though, and you didn't like that, right?
No, the spicy pickle is good.
That was good. Okay.
It was just because we had that out in the courtyard when we went down there for Bobo.
No, we had that at Urban Artifact. Did we have that at Epicurean?
Same place.
Oh, it's the same place?
Yeah, Urban Artifact does Epicurean. It's
yeah.
a separate label for them.
I thought it was a different brewery altogether.
No, it's a different
Oh, no shit. Okay.
sub-label.
Cool.
You know, and they're one of those people like, not Stegosaurus, but they've earned enough street cred with me where if they're asking $25 for a 6-pack or whatever, I'm not going to bat an eye. You know, because I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Epicurean now, though, is losing a little bit under that banner because it's all the same maker. It's just a different banner.
Yeah,
so.
I agree 100%.
I mean, you love that Bloody Mary beer.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, delicious. Just really,
Reminded you.
Really enjoyed it.
You gotta throw some celery salt in there. Maybe put a pickle in it.
Maybe that was it. Yeah, maybe a stick of bacon or something.
Stick of bacon.
Bacon makes
Yeah.
everything better.
Mm-hmm.
Bacon would have a hard time fighting Wild Ohio, though. That bacon would probably just get dissolved.
Yeah, just melt.
Yeah, I
Acid.
haven't seen a flavor that I think bacon would go with. But yeah, you're right. It would destroy it, regardless of the flavor. I also want to back up we talk about supporting local breweries and everything, but now, I don't know what, I was talking last week, went to Outback Steakhouse. I don't think about this very often because I don't go out much recently, but as Christmas is coming, these wait staff and the bartenders and all the people who aren't businesses are probably
The front of house.
They need
Yeah.
help,
Yes.
especially as these businesses. And if you don't have any way, maybe you don't have a giving tree at work for the kids or whatever. There's an easy solution. Just tip well. If you have no
Huge
worries
tips.
about Christmas, like you're fine. My kids are going to be set up for Christmas and whatever. Give a little extra in your tips because these people have had a rough year.
Yeah.
So that's all I wanted to say about that.
Yep.
You got any more beer news?
No, that's important to resonate.
Yeah.
That,
And this includes,
spread it
all
around.
service. This is not just wait staff, but bartenders and, any service industry professional. And I don't know that the garbage men have had a rough year. I think they're still collecting garbage, but, tip them too. I always try to give them a 6-pack every year.
So
A good one.
close because you're going to front of your actual house. Your mail person.
Yeah, mail person.
100%, and then UPS or whatever. And the thing that's tough with the Amazon drivers are because they change so much. Our mail person, we have one of two, but we want to make sure that we ensure our 80% mailman gets it because he's always greeting our kids when we're outside playing or whatever. The Amazon, I know some people leave out bowls of candy or snacks or whatever and say, hey, thank you, Santa Claus or whatever that, because those people, there's some heart-wrenching stories out there on social media,
Oh, yeah.
Those kids, parents who do all the delivery because so many people are online shopping aren't seeing their parents.
Yeah.
Because they're working 12, 16 hours a day.
Yeah, true.
Yep. Shoot him with the t-shirt cannon.
Shoot them with, that's with a Brew Crew podcast.
Yeah, as soon as they
T-shirt.
pull up,
They
just
need
start.
that.
Or just a roll of $100 bills.
Giving the gift of the Brew Crew podcast is a gift that will at least continue for another year or 2, 3, 4. I mean, I plan on doing it forever. So it's a gift that keeps giving, as they say.
Throw a couple episodes on a flash drive.
Yeah, give it to them.
Throw it at them.
Throw it at them. Don't let it land in the snow. if
Aggressively.
it's cold.
And then look them dead in the eye
Give him the old dead eye.
for about that long and be like, you grab that.
Get that flash drive. Plug it in
Slam
your
the
computer.
door.
It's definitely not a virus. I have some beer news. So, Walker's, which is a crisps company. Now, I'm on BBC.com.
Chips.
I'm on BBC.com. So, crisps are chips. Chips are fries. Fries are, I don't know, flies. But cookies are biscuits.
It's all delicious. It's all delicious. Tatoes. Let me some Tatoes.
Yeah, so crisps from
Cheese and
Walker's, they are cutting emissions by, I think this is an interesting process. They're taking the CO2 that is captured from beer fermentation in a local brewery, and then they're turning it into fertilizer for their potato farm. So that's cool.
Smart.
Very smart. Very
Potatoes
smart.
will grow
So
in your
smart.
carpet if you
I
don't
wish I
vacuum
was
your
that
carpet.
smart. Next story. Look for this if you follow scientific journals. I don't know who of our listeners does. Maybe somebody does. Global beer.
Stab does.
There's a
I
global
assumed all of them did.
initiative to study the proteomics of beer. Apparently, well, that's proteins, basically. That's a fancy scientific way of saying proteins. They got this idea from Friends. I don't watch the show, never really liked it, but I do understand some references. Apparently,
Do you understand the one where?
And Mike? Is there a Mike?
No.
I don't know.
It says Ross and Mike try to determine the differences between beer and lager. Well, this episode sparked in two scientists. It sparked this idea to use spectroscopy to study the differences in beer, which is cool, I think. And they're going to release, kind of like spectral properties of the different types of beer in a scientific journal, and you will now know
Spectral fake size.
I think they're going to try
Yes,
to
yes.
it's fake. It's like light dancing.
Yeah, I can identify that with 4 bands.
Yeah, exactly.
Inside joke.
But they're going to release different, so that'll lead to more studies about what's like community-wide, what gets community-wide accolades, and how do those properties relate to ones that like Wild Ohio, which no one likes. Is there going to be will there be a spectral profile for taste? Maybe.
I love it. It's great.
I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a great idea. I wonder how they got funding
Smart.
for it. It's,
funding in some of these science projects is crazy. I don't know how they got funding. Probably the beer companies.
Probably Budweiser, yeah.
And then there's something called the Beck's frequency. Are you guys familiar with that?
Beck's?
Well, there's Beck's beer, and there's also Beck, the musician.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one this frequency relates to, but it is...
Choking on the splinters.
It is... I always thought that if I could get entrance music in wrestling, because I was in high school wrestling...
You would have gone down to loser?
I would have done loser, yeah. The seniors get to pick entrance music, and I never made it to that level of wrestling, but I would have chosen loser by Beck. It would have been awesome.
That would have been great.
But there's... so they're pumping in different frequencies into beer. This is another study. I'm not sure where all this money's coming from. Beck's frequency is 73 hertz. And they're gonna play different frequencies of music, and then people are gonna report how the same beer tastes different because there's some scientific evidence that says that beer tastes different when different frequencies are in the room, or in your area.
So so you drink it while the music is being played, while the beer is being influenced by the sound, versus playing it in a room and having the beer influenced by it and then drinking it later.
I don't believe you drink it later.
Okay, you drink it during the music.
This was the complicated one because it's Beck's frequency thing. I'm not exactly sure.
I love it. I think it's great.
But I think there's some evidence that supports things, the flavor being different.
Of course,
it's
agitating it
by frequency. Yeah, there's chemical processes happening probably through the vibrations. But I'll report back when the study's done.
Man, I like that one. That one's pretty interesting.
I think it's cool.
To go back to when you guys were talking about kosher beer, fish is in beer.
Fish is in beer.
Yeah, so dried fish bladder is called an isinglass, and it's used for the clarification of beer.
There's one specific beer that's famous for this.
Yeah, home brewers will be familiar with it. I've used it in every beer that I've homebrewed.
So that's what makes it. So
it's a clarification, and they use it in wine too. Okay. So like if the scales can be removed, so I don't know if it's a particular bladder of a fish, but I just know it's fish bladder.
Okay.
So just used for clarification.
Yeah, thanks. I listened back to that episode, and I'm regretful that I didn't do more research on Hanukkah beforehand.
I feel like we nailed it.
Yeah, we did.
No, that was the only thing. But,
do not turn into the Brew Crew Podcast. Wow, I slipped up.
Yeah. We'll beat that.
Don't tune into us for religious
information.
You will be misled.
Yeah. Yep. I thought about that too. Like, I was regretful, but I'm not ashamed. I don't think there's any expectation that we all have to have all this knowledge on each religion. But at the same time, I was like, I have this beer. I should have known more about Hanukkah. I felt like I was going to be able to just come up with it, but like it wasn't common knowledge. Which is like everyone could tell you a little bit about Christmas, even if it's all the mythical stuff and not the religious side, or they could tell you the religious side, not much about the mythical stuff. But I just didn't know much about Hanukkah.
So a joke I always make, and I think it carries over the podcast, so please stop me in the tracks if I'm wrong. I always make the joke that I'm going to either talk smart about dumb things or dumb about smart things. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that this could carry over.
Yeah,
to that,
absolutely.
We're gonna have fun and tongue in cheek with things.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yes, please.
But all right, on to the first beer. So this
thank God, I'm so thirsty.
This beer is something that I brought and keistered in my luggage all the way from Minnesota. So This is the first one I haven't done in a while that has been brought by somebody. So this is Badger Snacks Peanut Butter Stout, and that's why it's confusing. It's actually canned by Badger Hill. So the name of the beer is Badger Hill Brewing's Badger Snack Peanut Butter Stout.
Wow.
So we'll go with the crack. 3, 2, 1. Oh, fantastic. This has been sitting in my fridge for a couple of months.
Smells nutty.
Mm-hmm. Must be poppy.
They definitely nailed the nut nose. Because there's nothing better than a few nuts on your nose. You know what I'm saying, guys?
Sure do.
A little bit about Badger Snack, or Badger Hill, excuse me. That's going to happen quite a bit probably this little iteration. They're out of Shakopee, Minnesota. For anyone that's not from that area, it's the Twin Cities area. It's a southwestern suburb.
I'm glad you said that. I would have said Shakopee.
Yeah, so Shakopee. Shakopee.
Have
That's
you
awesome.
seen? I know. I don't. And again, I don't watch that much TV. Like none. I don't watch any TV. But Family Guy, there's this Shapoopy. There's an episode where Peter sings a song, Shapoopy. That's what it reminded me of. All right, carry on.
Excellent. So you can find out more about them from badgerhillbrewing.com. It's a very creative URL, so I'll say it again, badgerhillbrewing.com. So a couple of things I got from their website. Their website is pretty generic, but they have a couple of mentionables. They're built on 3 pillars, which, good buildings are built with 4, but they've got 3. Be sustainable, be a great place to work, and be a fucking pro. And it says it right on the website.
Ooh, I really like that.
Awesome.
Be a
Aggressive.
pro.
It's not like an aggressive like a Dark Horse or a Three Floyds type brewery as far as like their graphics or anything like that, but it made me fucking chuckle. And you know what? I'm going to support a place that just... And they didn't... There's no like clever asterisks or shift 8 in there or nothing like that.
That's what they mean. Be a fucking pro.
And then, so that's awesome. And then they had a quote that I really liked that says, "Beer is neutral ground. You're free to be."
I like that.
Yeah, just fucking come as you are.
That is a real... that carries along with the Brew Crew podcast.
Yeah, so I feel like they would dig the vibe that we're putting down, kind of like how the last week the Schmaltzy guys reached out. Was it the Schmaltzy?
Wild Onion.
Wild Onion?
Yeah, I did see that.
On Facebook. Yeah.
I'm excited, because they're in the ritzy part of town, but I'm excited to have that Wild Onion beer. But so yeah, be a fucking pro. I like that. So I submit for your guys' taste interpretation, Badger Hill Brewing's Badger Snack Peanut Butter Stout. Might be the longest name.
It is a long one.
Might be.
Tell me what you guys think about the nuts on your face or nose.
All right.
Most of them are in my mouth.
Best way to consume nuts.
It is nutty. It smells very nutty on the nose. The flavor is very much delivering what it advertises. Although I don't taste any badger, I do taste peanut butter.
Chopped up badger.
It says badger snack. I would assume that there's a snack of badgers in there.
A little bit of badger in there.
Yeah, just a little bit. But I just get peanut butter. So no badger, but I do get peanut butter. As far as the stout is concerned, it's a stout. Let's see. I give this 3.5 butt cheeks. It's a good peanut butter stout. It's not wowing me. It's not overly sweet. It's also not overly savory. It's kind of right there in the middle. I think for a stout, I would honestly prefer a peanut butter stout to be a little bit heavier on the sweet side, because I feel like the malt and the barley of the stout itself carries a savoriness to it. So I'd rather have the peanut butter flavor carry a little bit heavier on the sweet. And this one doesn't have a ton of sweet with it. So that's kind of my review of it.
Okay.
Very straightforward. This is just a very straightforward peanut butter stout.
All right. I got to go slow for Matt. All right, let's start here. Badger Hill Brewing.
While you're doing that, can we comment on your facial hair?
You sure can. You can
fantastic.
Thank you.
We should vote, by the way,
like
Chuggalos,
first, but I think I'm
on whether you're pro
falling for myself.
Beer JT or anti-beer, because we're even split on the 3 legs of this stool. The other 2 legs. You
split.
like him
hairy,
and I like him freshly shorn.
I want to know when did you shave?
I didn't shave completely down. This is a 2. I know it was 2 days ago.
I assumed you just shaved with
I
a
did-
straight razor.
I
like
could
an
I
hour
could have
ago.
told you that I should, but I didn't. No, yeah, I did a buzzer with a beard trimmer with a 2 attachment, and that was it.
In the Navy, are
2
they
days
called
ago.
drill instructors? What's your in basic training? What
Oh,
are
in
they
basic training,
Yeah,
they're recruit division commanders, RDCs.
called? Okay,
Whoa.
well
Yeah.
that's a terrible name.
Of course they are in the Navy.
Yeah.
Come up
So
with all kinds
And
of
they're
you
shit.
building
shaved at
their
like
barracks are
4:30.
called ships.
You shaved at 4:30 in the morning, and your RBCQ
RDC,
Whiskey Hill sent you back to your ship at 10 o'clock to shave again.
Red Bull Cran.
It could have happened, but I didn't. I always shaved in the morning, and I did have to shave every day. Some guys got away with not shaving for days at a time, but I had to shave every day, which sucks.
Me and a couple, me and a couple Asians, we could get away every couple of days.
You'd think that 24 hours would be enough time in between shaves to not have like the friction burns, but no, it is fucking, it's a
Folliculitis.
fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Shaving every day.
That sounds terrible.
And after boot camp, I never did that again. Every 2 days for me.
Yeah.
And if my chiefs or whatever said, get that facial hair out of here.
Did they ever say it? Did they ever say it?
Probably once or twice. I did. They were more worried about uniform standards than the grooming, because I was pretty well groomed. I always kept my hair short. Just if you got to the 45th hour, I was probably looking a little dark.
What-
My beard?
What does your freshly shorn face think about this beer?
Yeah.
Do the nuts feel better on your face?
So it smells like peanut butter. Oh, well, let me do the can out butter segment. Can out
Go ahead.
butter segment brought to you by Chugalo Mom still, which we appreciate. And I'm sure she'll bring more beer next time she comes. Pretty simple can. It's got this like shield looking thing with a star in the middle. Is there a significance to that?
That's the
Minnesota?
symbol for their brewery. I'm glad
That's
you
the
brought
symbol
that
for
up.
your
Yep.
for the brewery. It has sort of a military feel to it, especially with the red star in the middle. Also, kind of like a chevron top kind of look, but it also could just be a street sign with a star in the middle. Like it could be anything, and it's just a shield-shaped thing with a star in the middle. There's really not much else to talk about the can art, so that's why I focus so much on that one shape. That's about it. I like these brown colors. It does have like a multicolored ray of browns in the background, dark brown, light brown. Other than that, that's it, can art. The beer itself, so this is a 6.5, I believe.
3.
6.3.
6.3.
Very light stout from my recollection of stouts that we've had. And it tastes that way. I think that this... So it smells like peanut butter, but I don't taste the peanut butter personally, like at all.
Really?
Yeah, I don't taste it. And I actually taste... This beer is really, really light. When I got a few sips in, I was like, this is kind of like the seltzer of stouts. It's really carbonated. It's...
Very interesting.
I'm not going to say watered down because it does have a lot of flavor.
So a
But it's
gateway
light.
stout, like
It's just
if
light. It's
I'm
like-
interested in having stouts, you would start me with this stout?
I don't know that I'd
Instead
start
of-
you with this stout.
Okay.
It still has like, it's really good. It doesn't have like that basic stout flavor where you can't differentiate any sweetness from bitterness or whatever. This is a well balanced drink. It is light. I don't know. Maybe I would.
Yeah.
I don't know. If someone's asking me to get them started on stouts, then I'm just going to tell them to go to Matt. And if it was you, then it's not me. I'm not the right guy to ask. Like, how do I start on stouts? I don't know. Drink one. Anyone. Start there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good
Like, I think the
starting point.
IPAs have a better ramp than stouts. Like, it goes from like this 6.3. Your next step up is like a pretty
I feel like
complex stout.
I feel like IPAs have thousands of options.
Yeah,
whereas
they do.
Stouts have hundreds of options.
That's true too.
Maybe it's the next bubble.
Could be.
Yeah, maybe it's coming.
I would like to see that.
But this is. I mean, it's definitely a lighter stout in my opinion. I don't taste what they're advertising, the peanut butter and the Badger snack. I thought that kind of reminds me of Puppy Chow. Like maybe this is their version, like Puppy Chow, like that chocolate Chex Mix stuff. It's really good. Badger snack might be some sort of like Minnesota treat, like a peanut butter treat.
Now, we don't give them... This is going to be confusing because Minnesota's Gophers Wisconsin is Badgers.
Bingo.
So I'm
I remember thinking
pissed.
that immediately when you gave me this. I was like, oh, Wisconsin, and then I saw it was Minnesota.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is weird. But it's everyone's right to use whatever animals they want on any can.
Yeah.
You know, just you got to pick one that's not
so much
that
mud
doesn't
ducks.
have any mascot appeal like the Buckeye.
Yeah.
No one gives a flying fuck about Buckeyes. I didn't know what a Buckeye was until I came here.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Stupid mascot.
Well, I mean, what does it do?
What does it do?
It just grows into a
and
tree.
falls onto the ground.
Gets tattoos.
Jeez. Terrible.
Gets tattoos of Buckeyes.
Yeah.
So, but I do like the beer. It does have a sweetness, but I can't pick out a certain flavor. I mean, it's kind of bouncing between like coffee and chocolate. I just am not getting the peanut butter, but you can smell it. It does smell like peanut butter. I like it. 375.
375. Excellent. We're all in the same neighborhood. Off the top rope again. I forgot to say. Thank God JT helped save me. 12-ounce can, 6.3. I think it's creamy and it's nutty, but here's where I'm going to bridge. I don't think that this is peanut butter in the traditional sense. I think this is like organic, hippie peanut butter. So it doesn't have the sugar. It doesn't have that
crushed peanut butter.
Yeah.
Or peanuts.
So
and
this
that's
is
it.
like if you like just like
I hadn't thought of it like that.
making your own peanut butter by just popping in a bunch of nuts in your mouth and just chewing them all up. I think it's that it doesn't have the sweetness of it. The sweetness comes from the malt. It doesn't come from the nuts because I don't think they throw a bunch of extra sugar in here.
It's not a bunch of Skippy.
It's not a bunch of like Jif or whatever. So that's my bridge because I think that's what I wrote down.
It's a good bridge.
So I wrote
like
down.
when Matt's the bridge.
I wrote down sugar free. The only thing off the top rope, I give this a 375. The only thing is there's something foreign I can't place on the end, like just like I don't know, chewing on cardboard or something like that. I don't know. This is a good beer, but you know we have lofty standards and we do love a lot of beer. You know this is one I have. More of the 6-pack left. I'm gonna look forward to drinking these, but it's not like gonna be one that I'm gonna hang my hat on and be like, this is a winner. Mm-hmm. It's a good beer.
Yeah.
It just it's missing a little bit. It's just organic peanut butter, just crushed nuts.
That's a good.
No sugar.
Great reference. Great reference.
Indeed, it is.
But all right,
Badger Hill.
I've been thinking about how I want to introduce a new segment, and I'm walking over there because I got to grab an opener. So
New segment.
A new segment. Because I need a sponsor for this new segment.
We do.
So this is going to be from the cellar, from Matt's cellar. So I've got a 2019 Founders CBS.
Oh boy.
So we're only going to do one. We only need to do one. Mm-hmm. So I've been letting this ruminate at room temperature to try to bring it up because this you want to drink a little bit warmer, or so the snobs say. But it's a 2019 version. So I'm just going to crack this, and that's why your glasses are pre-positioned. So if I could...
So what have you heard about this
Wow.
this year of
2019?
Yeah,
That
of,
is dark.
of the Founders.
Sure, a hell of a lot better than 2020 has been.
That's the truth.
Oh, as a year?
Yeah, I haven't heard. I haven't heard anything. I haven't done any research.
There's been a lot of chatter about the BCBS year by year, but this one, I guess you don't hear a lot of rumint.
So I think this is the one.
Holy macaroni.
I think this is the one that they're discontinuing. So I believe, and I could have done my research, but if you guys listen and you're a loyal Chuggalo, we've done Founders twice. We did them on episode 89, and we just did them on 115 with Big Luscious.
Big Luscious, that was delicious.
Big Luscious, by the way, our episode turned 2 people on to pluck that off the shelves that wouldn't have otherwise.
That's great.
Listen, so a beer that it prompted 2 Chuggalos to listen to it.
Did they give feedback? Have they already had it?
One's a 4.5 and one's a 4.75.
Wow.
So very copacetic with us.
Yeah.
But this is like one of their hallmarks for Founders. Founders is like an OG of the craft beer. So again, not going to go into the history too much. But I'm glad that the Chuggalos are providing me feedback that they're listening, and they also, like I said, they scored it and they used our system. So again, I submit to you two Founders CBS.
Here we go. This says on the bottle, the description says an imperial stout brewed with chocolate and coffee, aged in maple syrup bourbon barrels.
I love that.
I've never
The
heard
idea of that.
I've never heard of a maple syrup bourbon barrel. What is that? I've heard of bourbon barrels, and I obviously know what maple syrup is.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, have humans begun storing maple syrup in old bourbon barrels and then using that barrel for a third time to hold beer in?
I believe there are syrup bourbons.
I don't know.
There's maple syrup bourbons.
I'm quite literally asking from a very dumb place.
We need more information, but there are.
It says maple syrup bourbon
Let's
barrels.
see if it says it here. But there are maple syrup in bourbons.
I love maple syrup. Love it.
Infused, I guess.
I love real maple syrup.
Yeah.
Please
Please
real
buy-
maple syrup.
Okay.
Please buy
Here you
real
go.
maple syrup.
Here
So
you go.
40 gallons of sap, 1 gallon of syrup.
Yeah.
CBS was
It is
born.
worth it.
CBS was born when we stumbled upon some bourbon barrels that had previously housed maple syrup.
Holy shit.
We opted to put the same base beer as KBS, an imperialized version of breakfast stout, in the maple barrels, and after one taste, we knew we had something special. Hints of rich maple syrup, roasted coffee, velvety chocolate, meld together in what can only be described as transcendental. Drinking
Transcendental.
experience.
Yeah.
That's
Transcendental.
a big
Drinking
leap.
experience.
By the way, I want you to just read ingredients on Kleenex. Your voice is so soothing.
Is
It's
it?
Morgan
My
Freeman,
wife says that.
Mm-hmm.
She's
JT,
like, read, and then she'll fall asleep.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Who am I closer to? Like, who is the...
No, I'll do it again.
So that's three,
Morgan
right?
Freeman.
Morgan Freeman, JT,
JT.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried.
So is there a skew in the...
yeah,
if you were-
I did it. I mean,
what's
it's
the
a
skew? Who
it's
do
a
I
video.
skew
Okay,
more
ready?
towards?
I'll
I'm
do
right
it
in the
one
middle.
more time.
All right, right in the middle. Boom.
Morgan Freeman,
Yeah, your curve is perfect.
I'm average.
JT, Gilbert Gottfried. I think it explains itself.
Okay.
What does CBS stand for?
It's Canadian Broadcasting System.
Rats.
I don't know. CBS and KBS. So KBS is Kentucky Bourbon Stout.
Yeah.
So what's
CBS, I'm
Canadian?
guessing, is... What's... let's
Man, it would have been great had the guy that brought this actually did the research.
Oh,
I was like, oh, we already did Founders. From the cellar,
Yeah,
I was
you
going to
know
come
what?
up with a great joke. I've got a bunch of
Man.
beauties that I just want
Canadian Breakfast Stout.
to,
It's
Canadian.
type of beer.
Canadian breakfast stout.
emphasizing the maple.
So
syrup.
maple, yeah, it makes sense. Maple.
40 gallons of sap, 1 gallon of maple syrup.
Have you ever
It's
made it?
worth the price.
Have you ever done it?
Oh, yeah, it's intensive.
Yeah.
What?
Made maple syrup.
Made
Tap.
maple syrup.
Tapping,
Tap at the
Tap the
trees.
tree.
tapping the tree, put
Yeah, I did that
5-gallon
in Boy
bucket,
Scouts.
Yep.
go cook it down.
I didn't cook it down. We just tapped the tree.
My brother-in-law did it
Walked away.
one time.
So what was it that you said you have to do? You have to try? Was it just natural? You
Was
said
just
it,
real
I was
maple
reading.
syrup.
Yeah,
right
real.
before I
Yeah,
read.
buy real. It's worth
Buy
it
real.
because
It's
the
the one
reason why
in the
people don't
jug,
do it
right?
in Aunt Jemima or whatever it's going to be called now, because real maple syrup for a pint or whatever
it's
you're going to
expensive.
pay close to $20 for it.
yeah.
But there's a lot
just-
of love and care that goes into
it's
that.
labor intensive, and a lot of
It takes
fuel goes into it. Quite honestly, to boil that down.
maple candy is fucking delicious. My best friend's uncle does maple syrup, and he just so many people are complaining about the price. He's like, fuck it, I'm done, because he's got a bunch of maple trees, northern Wisconsin, bunch of maple trees.
Yeah.
So
They need like a lobbyist or something, or they need what
Big-
they need
big-
is like a PR firm because like
big,
honey
big maple.
came back huge. Like
Yeah.
people love honey now, and that's not cheap.
Honey has other purposes.
Yeah, that's true. But maple syrup,
It's just fucking fantastic. My wife makes pancakes every
Just need a
weekend.
PR
I don't
firm.
eat them. I eat Cobra's eggs, but the girls like them.
That sounds
Nuts
The
and
way you said
eggs.
it
Nuts and eggs.
sounds-
Eggs and nuts.
sounds impressive. All right, so the Canadian Breakfast Stout 2019. Honestly, when you broke it out, I was like, oh no, here we go.
I apologize.
Here we go.
11.3.
Here we go. For me personally, I never reach for these. If I had a tableware box, I would never put it in. I don't get the mystique or the pursuit of these types of beers. It's just not up my alley. However, this beer is very delicious. This beer is extraordinarily smooth and does not make me recoil with an extreme amount of alcohol and booze all over my palate and face to where I feel like, they're going to arrest me walking across the street for being drunk in public. It's got, what'd you say, 11.3?
11.3. And
So
it was
11.3.
This is 2019, so it was bottled in September of 2019. So
Yeah.
it's got a year on it, sitting in optimal conditions.
This is just ultra smooth compared to.
Preach
I
it.
can only compare it to other aged stouts, barrel aged stouts that I've had, which is not very many because I don't have them very often because I haven't particularly found ones that I've really enjoyed. This is the exception to that, for sure. So, man, it is really good. The maple syrup does come through. You get the chocolate, you get the coffee. So once again, there's no false advertisement there. It is actually a delicious breakfast beer. I would love to have this with my bacon, with my eggs, probably with some pancakes.
With
French
an old
toast.
school country boy.
Eat this
like,
with some French toast.
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah, with some hash browns. I want to have it like by an open hearth fire, like just really kind of get into the full setting of everything.
Hell
That's
yeah.
what this beer kind of brings to mind. So that being said, this gets a 4.25. I really, really like this beer a lot. And if I do see it, I will probably buy it and put it away for a year or two. This is worth it. I love Founders. I've always been a huge fan of Founders. I never got into the KBS stuff of theirs, but this stuff I will definitely look for.
All right. This is the Can Art Boner segment brought to you by Chugga Mom. So their label for this is a yearly release, the KBS. Now I don't know about the CBS. Is that repeating
An annual
thing,
release.
Yeah.
or is just the KBS?
Yeah, so I just looked it up real quick to bring the news. So the brewery announced in August that in conjunction with its acquisition by San Miguel in Spain, it was discontinuing the CBS label. The Grand Rapids CBS will go forward as planned, and Detroit ticket holders will receive full refunds according to the message.
So there's no more CBS?
No, this is the last year that they did it.
No shit.
That's fucking tragic.
So I'm glad I have another 4-pack sitting in the. So this was a Lucy, and I have another 4-pack sitting in there.
That'll be neat. It would be neat to try another one a year from now to see that. I mean, we'd have to listen to this episode next year and then have it again to try another 2019 and have it, try it at a 2-year age mark.
Yep. So this was the last iteration.
That would be
All
neat.
right. All right. Well, their bottle art, if you will. So we've had a few of these annual release type beers, and typically it's a big deal. It's a big fucking deal for these breweries like Goose Island, Founders, Three Floyds, right? But Three Floyds and Founders, they tend to do more with the can art,
It's a beer advocate rating.
with the bottle art, whereas Goose Island pretends
know.
like it's this
I didn't know.
shit, just classy shit that you can't put any pictures on.
You can't
Three
say that?
Floyds does like a crazy amount of metal can art for their
And like Dark Horse and stuff like Michigan.
and
yeah.
then Founders does a different thing for each KBS that they release. I think the base KBS has like kind of that Goose Island feel where it's just words and letters, KBS and whatever. But this CBS, this has a more unique. They took more time for this one. It's got a horse. He's on his hind legs and it's in the forest. I mean, like, it's nice art. I don't know what type of art this is called. Kind of Americana type stuff, a bucking horse, bucking bronco, or whatever.
I think it's
But it's got a harness, so it's not wild. Or it's got a
like early
saddle.
French. It's like early French American, like fur trading type art.
Yeah,
back in the
yeah,
day.
yeah. So it's definitely got that feel. It got some hills and mountains in the background. I don't know if they're hills or mountains. You can't really see too much of it, but there's a wooded area. but it's nice art. It's your traditional kind of what you'd see in a. Whoa! Look at that. What you'd see painted. Okay, that's the can art. It's great. It's great. It's fine. Founders.
It's great. It's great. It's fine.
It's great. It's great. It's fine. Founders. I'm not really recalling other Founders can art right off the top of my head. What's
Big Luscious? We just did 2 episodes ago.
What was the can art? I don't even remember.
So the Founders that I always go to is the All Day IPA. It's like 4.3% IPA. It's got good flavor.
The breakfast stout is like the smushed potato looking character.
Yeah. All right. So this doesn't seem to jive with those, but I'm okay with that because it's one of their special releases.
Yeah, I think the All Day has like a rocking chair on it or something like that. On the front porch.
Okay. This beer, I mean, this is the best bourbon barrel stout I've had.
Right.
And again, I've not had a lot. But this,
I think you and I are very similar.
The first, so we were, I was sniffing it before we tasted it, and to me, it smelled like a sugary breakfast cereal. I don't know what specific kind, maybe Cocoa Puffs or something, but it has a very sweet smell. Like, it's sweet from the smell. It's very
sweet.
And then, but you taste it, and the taste is completely different from the smell. It is, man, that maple syrup really, really sticks out. It's the best bourbon barrel stout I've had. This second cup is a lot more bitter than the first cup.
Oh, really?
That was the first sip I had. Man, it's good. Shit. I'm just trying to think of where I'm at on the score. It's, I feel like saying that I want something else out of this beer almost feels in poor taste. But I think that it should be thicker. And that's about it, really.
Thicker.
I think that just the viscosity should just be. I feel like this maple syrup. I think mentally,
I'll help you out. Or natural maple syrup is very thin.
It is. Yeah. Okay.
It's not thick because they don't have all the.
I'm saying this beer in particular. I feel like it should have a thicker. I hate to say it, mouthfeel.
Yeah. You want more of like a fullness, or you want.
I mean, I don't really want a whole lot else out of this beer, but man, because in my brain I'm trying to separate like this is a breakfast beer, but I think I'm leaning towards like a sweet, candy or dessert beer, like you said. Maple candy's delicious, and maybe I shouldn't. Maybe that's biasing my score, but I mean I'm at a 4.75, and the only thing that is keeping me from a 5 is that I think, it should be like a thicker. And that's it. Maybe it's unjustified, but this beer is fucking awesome.
If that's what you want, that's what you want. So
that's what I want. So I'm at 4.75. Love it. Definitely the best bourbon barrel aged beer I've had.
Big hallmark. So
I like it.
I've solved the puzzle. That is JT and Cobra when it
maple
comes to...
is a big deal.
You've won. You've overcome the challenge. All I want with this is a fucking huge bacon sandwich.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just a bacon sandwich.
I should have. I was going to break down the jerky over there, too.
Lord. Breakfast is the best meal. Yeah, that's a lot of jerky.
100%. Yeah, it's 10 pounds. So, off the top rope, this one's going to be quick. It's smooth. It's refined. It coats. I appreciate the coat. So I would attribute this to like cough medicine and the respect on how it palatates, new word, whatever, all the way down. So it's not just the tongue; it's all the way around, and it's got a hardiness to it. So like it's got a warming effect or whatever, without the bitter aftertaste or what you. It's not relying on the booze for the taste. It's there.
The aftertaste is the beer.
Yeah, the aftertaste.
It's the foretaste.
I don't get any of that 11.3. That's what's
that too.
It's an absolute shame that they're discontinuing this.
What a horrible crime.
This is the first one I've had.
This should be all you're doing. focus your attention on this.
I'm gonna keister that other 4-pack that I have and hold it close because this is fantastic. I just want to see how this develops more over the years. But yeah, this is fantastic. Again, off the top rope 475. This is Founders has done really well, especially Big Luscious. I know Big Luscious got rave reviews here with us, but
so what brings it to a 5? I'll ask you the same question Cobra asked me a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, how would you?
What gets this to a 5?
What prevents it from being a 5?
Sure, higher points. So exclamation points on either the coats. The taste stays longer. It leaves the palate quickly. Like I feel like I could drink another beer right now and be completely fine with it because I'm 5 minutes resolved on my beer right now. And like if you would rewind it 8 or 9 minutes, I had a taste of the Strohs, and this tasted just pure water. Like if this just stuck with you a little bit longer than what it does. So that's a tough ask. That's like a Willy Wonka like scientist type ask. But
sure.
It's a fantastic beer. It's crushable. I would do a 4-pack of this and go pass out on the couch like I was watching Rambo with Cobra.
Yeah. Maybe it would be a 5 if it was listening to Beck at 73 hertz.
Oh, maybe we need to put some music
Maybe
on.
it'd be at 5.25. Who knows?
The first ever.
You can go.
So it's good. I'm glad. Like I said, this was the loose one that I bought from the Stout collector, and then I bought a 4-pack just randomly, and it's
Stout collector
sitting in this cellar. Well, remember all those? Yeah,
I remember.
So he just had a loose bottle of it in there, but
yeah. Well, he made a good choice.
Do you guys get like a smoky flavor at all in it?
only because you say it. I wouldn't have said that without your prompting.
It's just that very
It's
last sip of mine.
Which makes sense in the barrel.
Yeah, I guess so. That's one. It blows my mind that they found barrels that were bourbon barrels that also stored maple syrup after the bourbon. Like now I want to find the maple syrup that was stored in a bourbon barrel. Where is that at?
Oh,
where is the syrup that someone aged in a bourbon barrel?
Well, that'd be interesting.
Why did they do it? And I want to taste it.
Well, have you ever done your own vanilla? Make your own vanilla?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You get like the boozy profile on that, but
sure, because it's a vodka.
Yeah. So you just take old bottles, you can throw in cinnamon sticks and whatever, and bleach your own vanilla.
Okay.
Your vanilla extract, sorry, not pure vanilla. Yeah, it's dynamite.
It is.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be hard
dynamite.
pressed right now, thinking to find a beer that will resonate that much with you guys. And I know that's why we don't.
What do you mean?
But like, this was a whim. This is one thing that I've like, when we decided to record today, I was like, oh, okay, I had one that I've been sitting on. I have a couple more, but I was like, I wanted
corner store.
I wanted to do from the cellar. Like I want to do like
I like that
from
idea.
the cellar.
That was great.
And I was going to come up with a clever, joke and sponsor, but I failed there. But so I walked into the cellar and was like, what am I going to do? Soon.
Maybe we can get Halls to sponsor.
He's got a nice cellar shelf. Now all of his cellarable stuff is together.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Like I've bought a couple of Branch and Bones that I'm sitting on, but
Branch and Bone's about to drop a new IPA.
Yeah, Branch and Bone has. It seems they've done well during this whole thing.
They've
COVID.
made it. I mean, they've got such a
Big
their clientele,
loyal fan base that is just absolutely like bedrock built in.
Yep.
There was a couple of things that were posted on Beer Geeks that I should have wrote down and wanted to talk about. Like it's interesting. Here's one thing. Like people are like, hey, I'm coming to town and I'm going to stop. At two places. Where am I going to stop? Branch and Bone is always up there.
Yeah.
Warped Wing is not one of them that's up there. People will Yellow Springs. If you're considering our area. But like the old the OGs of the Dayton, Warped Wing isn't in there. Toxic is never in there.
No.
So it's how would you attribute that characterization? Why those places and not the other places?
I want to
putting you guys on the.
No, it's fine. So for me personally, if someone's coming in town, like my brother-in-law is, he's not a huge beer snob. Definitely not a beer snob, actually.
But he
enjoys beer.
Yeah.
So if I want to take him out or something like that, I want to put my best foot forward.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bottom line of it. So it would absolutely be Branch and Bone. I would love to take him to Yellow Springs.
Cabinet of Curiosities is the third one I was thinking of.
Yeah, nowhere in particular. Those would be the top three.
Yeah.
And
it depends on the day. That's not an order.
Depends on it's not an order. I mean, I would also love to take him to Crooked Handle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. But I mean, at the end of the day,
it'd be nice to finish up with Crooked Handle because you got all that food there, and it's stumbling distance from your place.
Exactly. Yeah. Real easy to get home. So that's you just want to put your best foot forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where have I had the best beer? That's where we're going.
Yeah.
Where was I impressed?
Yeah.
Now you're going to be impressed.
Warped Wing is neat.
Yeah.
DBC is a really cool spot.
Those are like sustaining places. Like if I'm going to go like hunker down for a place. And I'm just going to have a good time, and we're going to, there's 12, 14, 15 of us. Like, we could do the chug-along there or something like that. It's great for that because they've got a really diverse menu, and they have a lot to offer. But if you want to go have some just hallmark beers where you're just going to be like, wow, it's going to be the places that we mentioned.
Some of these places you're going to have a beer, and that point in time is the only time that you can get that beer.
Yeah.
So you'll have experienced the same thing as everyone else. Like, I had that beer.
Yeah.
And it's gone now.
Like, for instance, when I visit them up in New Hampshire, they take me to Blasty Bow. And Blasty Bow is, like, quite literally, you have to travel probably a good 8 miles worth on nothing but gravel roads, up the mountain ridges in New Hampshire to get to this place.
Wow.
It's all dirt and gravel road, and then you get up there and it's a fucking barn. And then you go in there, and he's only brewed this beer. The beer that you're drinking, it's only been brewed once, and he'll never brew it again.
It's on the experimental line.
You come back in a month, and it's going to be something different. And in another, he doesn't make one standard that he always issues. It's always experimental. It's always delicious, but it's a really neat experience in the fact that it's always very high quality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we have our favorites, our hallmarks, and everything that we're gonna shout from the mountaintops, and talk about. But Michigan for us is hitting home runs lately on the pod. Founders, Dark Horse a little bit older, Bell's. I know my new standard for IPAs, and we've talked about this before, is the Locale Bell's Two Hearted, which is fantastic.
Yeah, we had that.
Yeah.
Oh my, yeah. So
I've had it.
that's the one thing I've ordered from Bell's. I go, please order me like 3 cases of it because that's my new it's less carbs than a Miller Lite, but it's an IPA.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my standard with an IPA flavor. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm on the search for. So
Michigan's got a great history, and they're really tapping into it a lot.
Yeah. And I really want to go to Grand Rapids. There's the bar, and I forget the name right now. It's a stock ticker bar. So when you order the beer, it goes and it changes the price because then demand goes up.
Oh, demand.
So if you order something
cool. You've talked about that before.
Yeah.
That sounds really neat.
Yeah. Like the old, I say stock ticker, old airports or whatever.
Yeah, the old train stations.
Yeah. So like a 120-minute, it's always going to be desirable or whatever. Like if they had it on tap, it's always going to be high because, people are always ordering it. But demand goes down.
Yeah, price goes down. That's
cool.
Cool.
Get an 85-cent Wild Ohio up there. Or something
right.
Like
well, cheaper than that.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Pennies.
That's what we rinse our glasses
Zero
with.
demand.
Yeah. Zero demand. $0. Yeah. Great. Michigan.
Can I?
I've been to Kalamazoo.
I was going to say
Never
this
been.
for off pod, but
fine,
because we're at the end of it. So I know you said that Dr. Face wants to be. He wants to when
he wants to be able
question.
to call in and talk to us personally, and I think that's fair.
Well, so I've got an idea.
Yeah.
So believe me, Dr. I've heard your request. Mm-hmm. Does he watch on YouTube or does he just listen?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. So either way, I'm using hand gyrations or whatever. So we've heard your request, Dr. I think I've got it satisfied.
You got an idea?
I've got an idea.
Are we going to Zoom or? I mean, we should probably. Well, so we're going to do.
I've got an idea.
Facebook Live, right? Is that what we've decided on? Or have we not? I mean, only one of us, like we did last time. We Skyped or Zoomed with each other, and then we screen shared to Facebook.
Yeah.
And that it did cause a 30-second delay in the comments.
Right.
But it worked. I think it was fun.
Yeah.
I feel like that worked. I think if we could get it closer to real time, I mean, us, who cares? You know, if the commentary or whatever.
Yeah, it'll be tough to get close to real time.
Because I've looked at like the stereo app to do live stuff where people could call into this show.
Okay.
And we could do a Q&A.
We could get together on Saturday and do it, and I think the delay will be less.
I know, but if we
want to stay apart,
if we get together, then you're combining late at night and drinking and stuff like that. I think some of the magic of that May episode was because we were home and we could give it 120%.
Oh yeah,
where we give about 87%.
Yeah. Do we know enough about YouTube and YouTube Live to?
No, it's just going to be farting around.
The one thing I think that's
why I always request with you guys, because now we have to get to that time, is meeting an hour ahead or a half hour ahead of time before live time.
Yeah.
And then figuring out the
we'll get that going on. But I think the key, I think Facebook's a better option because people at around 9 o'clock start scrolling through. Their kids are doing their own thing or getting ready for bed, and they're scrolling through and they're like, oh, this is live. We should watch this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. That's what I would do.
The other question before we get on time is, do we have a beer that everyone can do at the same time?
A beer that we all can do at the same time.
Because that was another comment. What time it was going to be and another beer. And I go, well, if we had more lead time or whatever, we could be like, hey, go get, Founders CBS or whatever. But this we're giving what's a widely available beer. Because I can speak for the Wisconsin stock. Minnesota, so for Chugalo Dave and stuff, I can't really think of too much, but what's a beer that is available
that we can all review?
Not review, but enjoy
drink together.
Like,
yeah,
that we haven't
good idea.
Tipped our hand on. See, this is the tough lead in.
Yeah, we can come up with it. We can come up with it in the next day or two and post it to Facebook. Yeah, it doesn't have to be right now on the spot.
Or Chuggalos. This could be homework. If you find a beer...
Chug-a-lomework.
Because I'll go out. If you find a beer that you think is widely distributed, and we get 75 to 90% of us, post it on Facebook.
Well, Dr. is going to say Chimay. Get that Chimay.
Chime.
Chimay.
It satisfies.
I don't know.
It's widely distributed.
It does. It is widely distributed. What else is though? Something else has got to be desirable and widely distributed.
There's all sorts.
I know there's 120 minute still on the shelves
in all states.
Yeah, because I've gotten 3 different pictures from.
We could do that.
You just have to find it. It's a pricey beer, but if you want to really have it degrade into a really fun chug along or drink along, I don't care. I'm fine. I'm in your words. I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm gonna have a Sparks.
Yeah, whatever you guys want us to drink.
I'm gonna have a Sparks.
Sparks.
Who distributes nationwide? Like Rogue.
Yeah, Rogue.
You can find Rogue almost anywhere.
Yeah, Rogue's a good one.
You could find a Rogue beer.
You could do a Sierra Nevada.
Sierra Nevada is great.
Because they're always, their pale ale is...
Bell's is pretty national, aren't they?
Yeah, Bell's is pretty national. Because when I brought back that locale, I was like, oh, this is going to be up at Deer Camp. And they're like, oh, yeah, we've already had that.
What about our Irish friends who listen pretty consistently? What do they have in Ireland that is sold in America? That's not Guinness. We could do Guinness, but
they do.
They're gonna be like, "Fuck these guys."
Harp is a I believe Harp is a red ale, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
So that would be up Dr. Um's alley. And I've actually wanted to know what his thoughts are on that, on some of the Irish red ales. Killian's.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, Killian's is terrible.
We would order that by the keg for our promotion parties.
Why?
Because the old guys love red beers. I don't know.
Old people like red ales.
So then when I switched it to Blue
I'm
Moon,
old.
when I switched it to Blue Moon and was cutting up oranges, like it was a clear delineation, and Chuggalo Dave will be able to talk about this. It was a clear delineation on who ordered what, Killian's versus Blue Moon.
Yeah.
And I'd throw an orange in their drink, and they're like, "Yeah, fuck this."
What is this?
Fruit
What is this fruit shit?
Fruit in the drink.
I only eat meat and sawdust.
Yeah.
It's a good diet.
So,
Paleo.
So, do we have a time?
Yeah, that's the most critical thing that we need to.
Are you saying 9 o'clock?
I'm bouncing between 8 and 9. I think
that's where I'm vacillating.
Later's better.
Later's better.
I think between 8 and 9. I mean, it doesn't have to be 9. I'm not
the
saying
difference.
that 9.
9 o'clock.
8:30.
9 o'clock because we have a lot of Central.
Yeah.
So because then it's 8 for them.
Oh, okay.
So 9 o'clock Eastern.
9 o'clock Eastern.
8 o'clock Central. 7 o'clock for the one Mountain listener, and
Who got a Mountain listener?
I know one guy.
All right.
And 3:30 West Coast. I don't even know.
3:30.
I'm not good at math.
So far away.
Yeah, it's far.
It's a long time.
No one's drinking at that time.
And like Hawaii, your guys' kickoffs on Sunday are like
9
is 7
So
o'clock.
this would
9
be
o'clock
then.
Eastern?
Yeah, what time? It would be like,
So like
9 o'clock Eastern.
1 o'clock in the
2
morning.
o'clock a.m. in England, in Ireland.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. Right at bar. Hey,
On the next day.
your
on Sunday.
your chug along
Right before church.
in England or the British Isles or whatever you want to call it. I don't want to be offensive. Is your after bar, your A bar?
Yeah.
Boom. That's
There
fine.
it is. Go to Facebook Live, and we're the after party.
So we're gonna be on Facebook Live, unless
I think
the information is
it's
gonna be out on
best
Facebook.
to be.
If you're
scrolled
the
past.
Irish listener, whoever that is, please chime in.
Yeah, please come
Please
on.
join us.
Like,
We're fascinated.
let's get you in video streamed in.
Yeah.
You know, I wanna talk to you.
I want to talk to you too. But that's all I got. So 9 o'clock.
His hair is grown.
Yeah, his
9
hair
o'clock
is
Eastern. Oh yeah, it's
going
all
way up.
over the place.
Straight up.
9 o'clock Eastern.
9 o'clock Eastern.
Everyone else, figure out your math where you are from the east.
We will
Eastern
share
time zone.
some, a warning or an alert or a schedule calendar thing.
All of those.
Whatever Facebook
phone will
allows
explode.
you to do. Yeah,
Yep.
we'll do because we'll be together earlier.
Because
Than
we're gonna
and you'll
work
probably
together to
see
make sure
an
that's
accidental live like you did last time, where we went live for like 5 seconds.
yeah, that was
The old accidental live. I
Yeah.
hate when that happens.
Dr. Um's he lives on Facebook, so he saw it. He was
Yeah.
like, "Whoa, they're live."
I'm just looking
Oh.
in this tree in my backyard.
Yeah. But that's what we're going to do. If you want us to drink a certain beer, let us know. If you want to suggest a beer for all Chuggalos, let us know, and we'll put it out. What you want us to talk about? I think we should talk a little bit about 2020. We do our 2020 review on the last episode of the year.
Yep.
Our beer review. But I
A
think
lot
we
of
can
time.
do a little, pop culture / there hasn't really been a lot, but we could. What's your favorite music of the year, movies of the year, whatever, shows of the year?
What, that's what we're
whatever,
gonna discuss on the
games or
live?
whatever. I think we could talk about it and get some people's opinion.
Yeah,
Or we
I
just
think
talk
that's
beer. Just talk beer. If we stick to beer,
Just however we go.
I think we should
However we
have.
go.
I think the 2020 live session should be a therapy session. You should just talk about what the fuck you want to talk about.
Let's get
Let's-
what's on your chest.
Let's
Chuck
work it
Norris?
off.
Let's talk about it.
Let's drink it out and work it off. And
Let's
Sunday
drink it
morning,
out.
you're gonna wake up and you're gonna feel refreshed,
You're gonna feel
and you're
good.
gonna know that 2020 is almost over with,
It's almost over.
and you dealt with some shit
You
the
feel
night before.
good as hell.
Because January 1, it's all over. You're going to be able to do whatever you want.
That's right. You know, in Australia, they're back. They're back to normal.
Well, yeah, their
They're
country's on
partying
fire.
and shit. Oh, it's still on fire?
Yeah, like,
Remember, that was the top story in February.
Yep.
And then March hit, and it was like, what fire?
men at work
I don't remember that.
stole our thunder.
Now it's back on fire.
It's back on fire? I didn't know that. Oh, because it's summer there.
Yeah, it's really
Very,
hot.
very dry.
Hot and dry.
It's super hot.
Man, I got
Killer spiders.
Yeah, a lot of killer things there.
Yeah.
Foster's.
Foster's.
Oil cans.
Foster's, I heard, is having a comeback.
I heard they were changing their name from It's Australian for beer to I didn't read the rest of it.
They're changing it. We know they're changing it. We're not sure what.
We'll talk about that on the live
It's
drink
Australian for
along.
Beer 2. Stay tuned.
Google that.
You will know on Saturday.
Let us know your shirt sizes, Chuggalo. You're gonna get some shirts.
That's amazing.
We're gonna
That's
mail
it.
You,
I mean,
mail you some shirts.
Episode 117. I think that's a good cutting point. Let's cut and action. Cut.
Cut.